So the second band I'm going to talk about is one called Husker Dü. I think they are fairly famous in the hardcore punk rock scene back in the days, but I think they're freaking amazing. I kind of just want to list them here. So Husker Dü sounds like some death metal band from Scandinavia with an obsession for black leather jackets. But actually, Husker Dü are an alternative rock hardcore punk band from St. Paul, Minnesota, of warmer fashion. Husker Dü were mostly active in the 80s. Same as the Phillies, Husker Dü are more influential than they were popular. They have been very influential on the development of American alt rock, and their influences have achieved more fame and success than they have, such as Nirvana, Pixies, Greenday. Husker Dü combines hardcore punk speed and aggression with pop-leaning melodies. Just as Nirvana's drummer Dave Grohl described, Husker Dü are like the Byrds meet Black Flag. And when Nirvana became hugely popular in the 90s back in the days, and people would ask Dave Grohl, like, what's the receive for Nirvana's music? And Dave Grohl would just kind of reply, haven't you heard of Husker Dü? Our music is nothing new. Once, Dave Grohl met Bob Mould from Husker Dü in real life, and he said, I know you realize I have been ripping you off for 15 years, right? I think that's kind of funny, isn't it? Or Another bit of interesting trivia is that in 1968, Frank Black from Pixies placed an advertisement seeking a bass player who liked both the folk act Peter, Paul and Mary and Husker Dü, and then there was only one response, and she was King Deal. And then there's Pixies. So Husker Dü's highly ambitious concept album Zen Arcade from 1984 is widely regarded as one of the best albums of the 80s. And I think it might just as well be one of the best albums of all time. Some people call Zen Arcade as the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band of punk music. In Husker Dü's later albums such as New Day Rising and Your Wig, they sounded happier, lighter and more sonically accessible. They're still both amazing albums, though. In general, Husker Dü started as an underground hardcore band, and then they transformed into what we call today as alternative rock. They pretty much paved the way for the 90s alt rock. Recommended songs: Celebrated Summer, Makes No Sense at All, Pink Turns to Blue.